reach out, but when I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear me. Wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here, so I prayed.
Hey everyone, welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalailah Star. Before I begin today's topic, let me talk to you about the fact that I've gotten lots of emails from people saying, hey, you haven't put out a message for a while, what's going on? Well, all you YouTubers, if you're only looking for the messages on YouTube, then yeah, you haven't gotten the last 4 or 5. I have been putting them out, but as I've said before, I don't always add a video. So if you want them every week, then you need to trot on over to the website and sign up on the mailing list so that you will get them. That's how I send the notice out. And then you get the written version as well as the YouTube version, the video version. And sometimes there's stuff in one that isn't in the other. So there you go. And if you, for those that you've already missed, you can go to the messages archive. There's a link on my homepage, and there's always a link on the written version to the archive. So you get them all, you know. Okay. So today's topic is a remedy for anxiety and despair. Many of us feel this pressure cooker effect. Some people call it a severe test of souls that we're going through. But a lot of people don't understand why we're going through this. Well, if you've been following my work, then you know I've talked about dumping baggage before 2012, because once we cross the galactic equator into this field, we're going through this field of energy called the galactic superwave that emanates from the galactic core. Some people call it the photon band. Either way, it's the same thing. But this field of energy vibrates at a much higher rate. So we're noticing the effects, both emotionally. The sun is going nuts. People just seem to be losing it, but anytime everything increases in vibrational rate, whatever is below that has to come up and be cleared out. So it was like we're shedding all these things that we don't need, all this old emotional baggage that we did not clear before this. And as I said back then, it's going to be more intense. It is intense. I mean, people feel it. It's like a pressure cooker. So, anxiety, panic attacks, depression, very normal for this period. And I cannot tell you how long we're going to be in this period, but it is a process of just shedding your skin, shedding everything, like I said, that holds you down or holds you back. So, while we're going through this, we need to use every tool that we have to get through it. And we need tools that will help us get back to a space of balance when we're feeling, a lot of people wake up in the morning feeling the anxiety in their stomach and, just like, and they don't know why. So this is a time when we develop little processes that work for us, that help us get back to a place of peace, and we start to see that reflected in our reality. So I wanted to share with you a little process I developed for relieving anxiety and fear and despair, because it's very common, like I said, to feel that right now. Step 1, when you start to feel this, well, I will tell you what I do, and you can kind of modify it to work for you. A lot of times I wake up in the morning with it, out of nowhere, no real reason for it, but it's just there. And so I will go, and the first thing I do is I will turn on music. Now, the music I turn on is very specific. It is a playlist of music that makes me feel happy. I call it my happy tracks. I'll put that on. And then I will do one of 3 things. I will go and sit in my favorite chair and look at the trees and the sky and listen to the birds, because that is what makes me happy. I mean, if I could live in a tree house, I would. And the second, or I will go and walk the dogs, because I love just being out on the trails with the dogs and seeing them happily sniffing. It's just, they're a joy factor. So they help me lift up. The third thing I will do is I will go and walk through my gardens. I love my gardens. They make me feel good. But before I do one of these 3 things, before I turn on the happy tracks, I give myself time to feel that sadness, and I go inside and I talk to my inner child and go, what is this about? What are you feeling? It doesn't have to make sense. It's just I have to acknowledge that it's there. And that seems to help for me to just hear her and listen and go, yeah, I know it's, maybe she senses things that I don't get, I'm not seeing yet. But either way, as soon as I validate her, that starts to move me along the process of coming out of it. So once I do, then I put on my happy tracks, and then I go through that 3-part process. And then by the third thing I do, so number 1 is put on the happy tracks. Number 2, go find some space or situation that makes you normally feel happy, that helps you lift your spirits. These are all your support mechanisms. And then 3, I began to think happy thoughts. Now that's not easy when you're feeling anxiety and despair, but you breathe. And validating that inner child first kind of helps get you over the hump. And then so I start with the past, because those are memories I can tap into. I have several memories that, make me very happy when I think about them, make me smile. And then I move into the present, what am I grateful for? And I look for things that I can emotionally hook into and feel that gratitude for. And then the third thing is I will go from there into the future and start to visualize a future that would make me happy. Events, circumstances that would just make me feel so good. And if I take the time to do that, I'll notice that my mood is shifting. And by the time I'm done, I am back to a place of, okay, everything's all right. I'm going to be okay. That was just another episode, and I'm going to be fine. So I can give you a little example of that. Just recently, I woke up in the morning feeling very sad, thinking about my father who passed away and how much I missed him. So I allowed myself to have that. I went and sat in my favorite chair and looked at the trees. And I had not turned on the happy tracks yet because I needed to just be in that space and feel that. And there were circumstances going on in my life that triggered that. So I just, breathe and let myself be there and go, yeah, it makes sense that you would feel triggered about that. And then when I felt like I had enough, because I remind myself that whatever I'm putting out, I'm going to bring back, usually within a day now. Okay, I need to move on with this. And I felt like I was ready to move on with this. So then I went into my 3-part process: past, present, future. And then I got up, started doing my errands. And then I went and walked the dogs. It makes me happy. So that day, I had to go take my car in to get it checked. And sure enough, there was going to be a $300 repair that I had to do. But while I was sitting there waiting to find out how much it would be, I got an order for sessions that was equal to the amount that it was going to be. So they kind of canceled that out, and that made me feel good. But then I got a final little thing that was a real gift, and another way that you draw good things when you start to feel the compassion is I got home and realized I left my phone in the car, and walked out, and there on the floorboard was my phone, but next to it was a dime. That's it, just a dime. And I had just unloaded my change purse into a tip jar at the coffee shop, so I knew there was no money in there. And I knew that was a sign from my dad, because a dime is his sign, because Dad was always a collector of loose change, and he was big into silver coinage, making certain, back before most people realized what silver was going to be, he was buying silver. So that was my dad's sign that he was around. And he had heard me that morning. So the point here is that you need to feel the feelings, validate them inside yourself. They don't have to make sense, but know that, within a day, because time is sped up so much, you're going to probably start receiving manifestations of what you put out. So you can negate the sadness and the anxiety and whatever by the gratitude and the appreciation that you feel in the same day. So one negates the other. So you may see a manifestation of $300 car repair, but then the money come in to pay for it. And, sometimes you have that little icing on the cake. So hopefully that will help you, this little remedy. Try it, modify it to suit you, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.